So when you find something in your ecosystem, we call the body, mind, it's 5 bodies, but let's just call it an ecosystem. When you find something in it, usually you're going to find it in your pain body, as in your energetic body. You've got 2 options. Face it or defend. Face it or defend. Softly, gently face it and approach it and look at it and see what it is. Or go to automatic defenses of shelling up or hiding or avoiding or running or eating or social mediaing, etc., 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 etc. In the world of a million things, it used to be a world of 10,000 things. In Lao Tzu's time, now it's a world of a million things you can go to avoid what's within. And if you're feeling heavy and weighted down, it's because gravity's grabbing on all the things you haven't dealt with. Because that's what gravity seems to love grabbing onto, your Thomas. As the Zen saying, you know, when you awaken, it's as if you're walking 2 inches above the ground. Yeah, the gravity's not gripping all your Thomas anymore, you're lighter. You're not going to show on the scales, but you'll feel it. So it's up to us to, when we find things or get pointed at things, not to become cowardly, but to find the warrior spirit within us. The mood of the warrior, as the Toltecs would call it, and approach the challenge. I won't call it an enemy because it's not an enemy, it's just a challenge within, with the mood of a warrior, with stillness, with complete awareness, with examination. You want to understand what you're facing. You want to see what it is as clearly as possible. You want to understand it as well as possible. Like the art of war, you want to understand your enemy. I don't want to use the word enemy, but I have to use the word enemy to just understand what I mean when I say it. You have to, the better you understand the enemy, the better chance you have of success, of the enemy being no more at some point. But the enemy's fictional, but we're so inwardly convinced of its reality that it becomes real. So it's up to us. That's on your end. I can give you the information. I can help guide you. We can steer the ship, sails trimmed, rudder straight. We can do all that. But if you're avoiding things, you're going to keep moving off course all the time. So you have to learn surrender. You have to learn just using your out-breath, the various techniques, Rajas techniques to bring you out of Tamas, to get to Sattva. You have a toolkit. You have a quiver of tools that you use that work for you. You have your arrows. And your quiver's different to her quiver. Everyone's got a slightly different quiver. Because we're all raised differently. We all came in differently. You know, I had a DNA test recently, as did some other people, just to see what may lay ahead, what to watch out for, how to supplement correctly. Because it just makes sense. Why not be well if you have the opportunity? Right? And it was just, the DNA test is telling you personality traits. You're going to be lean this way, you're going to lean that way, you're going to lean this way, you're going to lean that way. And if you don't want any more evidence, and it's 99.9% accurate scientific data, and it's telling you what your personality is, and you think it's you. It's you that's shelling up and being afraid of all this. But it's telling you what you're going to do, and it's accurate. It's not you. There is no you. These are just patterns, interactive patterns that you seem to be in the center of, that you now create a fear bubble around and put your name on it with a texter. I'm so-and-so, look how wonderful I am. Then and you put a nice augmented reality on the outside for the world to see, run around trying to hold that all up. A lot of hard work. A lot for gravity to hold on to, right? And weigh you down. And all you have to do is just completely drop the bags, but have the courage to, because it's not easy sometimes. And so the practice, I from the early days, as soon as you meet me, I'm telling you to feel to heal. You got to feel what's in you. You got to feel, and that takes you all the way. But then it gets more and more subtle and more subtle to things that you're so used to you don't even know are there. It's just so normalized. And I think 72,000 nadis, is it, they say, in India, in Ayurveda, all full of something. It's a bit of work, you know. There's no way around that. You can go find teachings that just say, oh, just sit there and tell yourself I am that or I am this and you're good. Yeah, well, good luck. Unless you've really done all that emptying, that's not going to work for you. Just how it is. Don't believe me, that's okay. Just how it is. I wish it was easier. If it was easier, I would have done it. If it was faster, I would have done it. I scoured every tradition looking for the fastest ways. And that's what I'm really got here is I've scoured them all, stripped everything out that works and left everything behind that doesn't or isn't worth wasting your time on because it's too slow. So it's like Jeet Kune Do. Everyone knows what Jeet Kune Do is? You don't know what Jeet Kune Do is? My goodness gracious me. Anyone heard of Bruce Lee? Yeah. Okay. Goodness me. He broke his back, and very good metaphor actually. Broke his back, was lying in hospital, so he studied all the other martial arts for a year and whatever it was, and just handpicked all the best bits out of it, and which was absolute taboo back then because you stuck to your art and you had your master. You know, it was just every tradition thought they were better than the other, and he went and grabbed all the best bits of all of them and turned it into a flow state maneuver system. You call it Jeet Kune Do. It's like that. You don't have to be dogmatic and be sticking to a tradition. There's so many wonderful tools out there. You can go, in the modern era, go handpick all the best tools from all the traditions and supercharge your progress. It's a wonderful, wonderful era we're in. And all the women can do it now, whereas that was much more difficult in the past. It's a wonderful era. Must be taken full advantage of. We all have extra income, you know. You go watch some YouTubes on how people are living in Africa and even different parts of the world. They just focus on survival. We've transcended that. We've been blessed to be in a transformed state, as in materially, where we can either just be frivolous like monkeys and collect things like crows, shiny objects, or we can actually heal our innards with that spare time we have and become authentic, deeply, deeply authentic, and find out what we are. Most choose the former, obviously. This is a rare window of opportunity, and I don't know how long it's going to stay open for a lot of humanity. But we're so spoiled. Our minds are so untrained. We all spend it in worrying about executive decisions on things that aren't that important, that other people in other countries would just be dying to just have any of those options. This is the frivolous mind, the more mind. Mind is, if I want to call the mind a new thing, I'm going to call it more or not enough, never enough. Never safe. Me. So this is a window, a great opportunity. I encourage everybody to hunt it and try to find the mood of the warrior and have that within you. And it's a gentle ruthlessness, a gentle, sweet ruthlessness. It sees things as they are, not what's convenient for our fears and our desires and our vanity. And in your social group, I mean, a Sangha is a group doing the same thing. That's what makes it powerful. And the Buddha put that together. So the Sanghas, I mean, they were around before, but everybody's on the same bus, so everyone gets it. And so it's a lot easier. But, for a lot of people that aren't inside a Sangha, you're probably not going to get a lot of support in this work. So you have to have the mood of the warrior. You have to be strong within, gently strong within, and resolute. Because the whole current of mainstream society is going in another direction. And almost every conversation you're involved in is in a direction of I, me going somewhere. Or us going somewhere. So that permeates into us unconsciously. Like you've put something on your skin that whether it's good or bad, it soaks in, right? It doesn't just sit on the outside of the skin. Just understand that. It's like a lotion you're walking through. You have to be deeply, deeply committed within yourself.
Please like or subscribe if you found value. Meet Rohan via rohan.life.